Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Races Driving League for Season 18, Round 22 of the Championship. Welcome to the Qatar Grand Prix from the Lusail International Circuit. I'm your host, Zach RC, to take you through the action in what should be a very exciting 2 hours of racing, and it should be an enjoyable evening. But of course, the championships I can announce are now both wrapped up. So, obviously, Grumio clinched the title 2 weeks ago in Mexico with a victory there. And with last week's results, I can now confirm to you that RB have indeed managed to clinch the Constructors title too. So RB down as Constructors champions with a combination of Grumio and Landlord. So with that in mind, then we've got 3 races where we've got in terms of championships, in terms of championship winners, not a lot to fight for there. But in terms of our races for the finishing order below them, we'll see in terms of where in the order what to look out for. In particular, the fight for third place in the championship is still very much on. Landlord fighting his way back up through the order. He's currently in P4 in the standings. He's currently 14 points off of Dan in 3rd place. Emery down to 5th. Of course, lost a fair chunk of points in the last 3 races. 13th in Austin. Obviously, didn't start the race in Mexico, had a race ban. And 5th place last time out in Vegas. So managed to beat Dan, didn't beat Landlord. As a result, now sits quite a way back. So has some work to do in terms of the championship in that respect, trying to get back into 3rd place. Dan, of course, his last 3 races being 1st, 2nd and 8th place finishers. But in terms, for now, we'll keep focus on qualifying, keep ourselves focused on what's going on the racetrack. We've got Red J, the first car out on the racetrack, coming through for his first flying lap of the Lusail International Circuit. So making it through to turn 16 now. Quite a wide open circuit, this. And down towards the start line to completely start the first lap. Down towards turn 1, of course, Qatar, one of the tracks modified for F1 24, as we've seen before. So using quite a bit of battery going into that first corner. There's a long sweeping right hand has kicked off the lap. Going into turn 2. After turn 2 being met with turn 3 and the right towards 4. As I say, quite a wide open circuit, quite a fast circuit by comparison to other circuits on the calendar. End of the first sector, 31.020 for Red J. One of the Haas cars coming behind, that will be Emery to my mind. It could be Emery, Matthew, not too sure which is which as it stands right now. Going through the more technical second sector, into 8 now towards turn 9. Look at the speed he reaches through there. Down to 6th, 5th, 4th for turn 10 and turn 11. Slightly more sweeping left-hander. Now, of course, the toughest part of the circuit coming here, this complex between turns 12, 13 and 14. Try and keep it within track limits. And try and keep it in 7th gear if you can as well. So Red J had 2 corners to go to cap off his first lap of the session. Off the last corner to complete his first lap up towards the line, it is a 1:24.022. And the Haas in behind is Matthew. Matthew coming towards the line, goes fast, it's 1:21.6 on the board for him. Next car behind that, I think it's one of the Alpines, that's JB on an outlap, so we'll now focus on him. He's going through sector 3 now, 57.5 is second sector. Into turn 16, keeping the car under control. And back up towards the line. To go faster than his teammate, but not faster than his teammate. 1:21.799 on the board for Emery, so just over a tenth slower. But still a solid start for both Haas cars. Of course, Haas fighting for 3rd place. That battle continues on for them in the Constructors' Championship. Williams in 4th place, 19 points back from those guys. Websy and Cott with a resurgence in recent weeks. Both having secured podiums in the last 3 races. Ericsson reserving time for Aston Martin. He's gone 3rd fastest, 1:22.7. Aston Martin themselves, only AT can score points for that team tonight. So we'll keep an eye out for those guys. Of course, we have 3 reserves in the race tonight. So we've got Ericsson in place of EJ. In place of Landlord, we've got Huggy Bear in the RB. And replacing Che in tonight's race, we have HB Cook in the Ferrari. So a number of solid drivers who should be able to give us a bit more entertainment, a bit more chaos than we would normally see. Trying to shake things up a bit as we near the last few rounds on this season and in this game. So obviously you're nearing end of the F1 24 game cycle, less than 20 days now until F1 25 releases. And of course season 19 will get underway a few weeks into the game cycle. To my mind, a date yet to be confirmed for F1 25 in terms of when things will start for us. Yellow flag in the third sector. That's one of the Haas cars. I think it's had a problem of some kind. Imri, who is slow, he's coming into the pit lane now, though. Into the pits then comes Imri. End of the first run. So Haas fastest as of right now. Hayes to be third fastest, 1:22.6, but not touching the two Haas machines as of yet. Just Gamer over the line for him. Of course, coming off points finished last week in Vegas. P7 for Obsessed. And of course, ran up front the majority of the evening. Whether we'll see more of the same from him this time around, we'll have to wait and see. But of course, Mercedes still bottom of the Constructors' Championship by 20 points here. As Grimio goes fastest, that's the sight we're used to seeing. 121.3 on the board, so 3/10 faster than Matthew here. Okay, they're 8th fastest, 132.2 on the board. So 8 cars set times early on here. So it's up to the line, 120. Oh, sorry, apologies, validated a lap there. I saw 127 flash up on the board. Perhaps not a fantastic start for Obsessed, but obviously worked plenty of time to try and get that back. But obviously, be careful because you'll be losing the bottom 5. So that's 10 cars and set times. JB on the circuit for his first lap. Of course, JB obviously points first for him last week as he continues on with obviously the three-way fight between Red Bull, Sauber and Alpine. Red Bull lead the way on that by 4 points to Sauber, and there's another 4 back to Alpine. So 8 points covering those two teams. So there's three teams, apologies. Webb's his way through. Of course, Williams pushing for a stronger finish in the Constructors' Championship. It's got third place still very much on the line for them. JB over the line to start his first lap. 13 cars and we set times right now. Of course, bottom 5 will go at the end of the session. Waiting on Cottony, Webbsy, Alvar, JB, 10th and PJ. All cars who can find themselves fighting their way into Q2. I think she should be regularly contending for Q2 at the very least. But no one matching Grumio as of right now. Of course, Dan came close there, 121.4 for Ferrari. Matthew still in P3, AT in P4, so separating two Haas cars right now, Imri in P5. Dan trying to improve on that time here, trying to get himself in front of Grumio. The last corner, a bit wide there, going through turn 16. That cost him into the pit lane. And Grumio retired from the session to call it an end to his Q1. Obviously topping the times as of right now, so no risk of him being beaten in that front. Matthew retiring now, so number of the top guys calling it quits for Q1. JP10 there, 10th P11. The car on the ball right now is Red J, 124.022 on the mark from that Mercedes driver. Huggy, Cott, Cotney, Alba and PJ. All currently bottom 5, but none of them obviously have set times as of yet, so we'll see what they've got in the locker. Alba back on the circuit. Of course, McLaren have endured a slightly more torrid season than we might have expected from them towards the end, because they're quite a strong start. But Alba hasn't scored points in 2 races. So of course, that combination, Alba and Ben have always been consistent, always been threatening qualifying, and obviously we'll see the Q3 appearance from them every 3 races. But P9 in the Constructors' Championship, nothing particularly to write home about. I'm sure they're looking to try and regroup for next season. Should both of them come back. Of course, we're getting now to the point where things are opening up for drivers coming back next season, and we'll see in terms of teammate combos what we're looking at, and whether anyone can try and top Grumio and Landor. That combo has won 5 of the last 6 championships between them. And Grumio's obviously nabbed all 5 of those drivers' titles, with C110P fan winning the one in between back in season 15, which was like a long time ago at this point. Almost a year and a half ago at this point. PJ on his lap. Going into the last sector now. 57.4 a second sector. Let's see what he's got lined up. Last corner, and we'll see if PJ can put himself in the top 15 and get himself into Q2 up towards the line. P4 for PJ, fantastic lap there, 121.6 on the mark. And again, more cars to those 2 Haas machines, who were, of course, setting the early pace. So PJ are now P4, and that'll move Ericsson into the bottom 5. Clock currently P10 right now. 122.3 the best time. Met down to P11 for him. Alvar, I think I must have heard me.